after a certain age, sometimes it feels like the world starts shrinking a little. Doesn't it? People start making assumptions, offering unsolicited advice, or perhaps even questioning your decisions in ways they never would have before. It can be frustrating, can't it? That feeling of your independence slowly being chipped away, piece by piece, often by the very people who love you the most, your family. You might find yourself holding back, censoring your own life, just to avoid conflict or worry. It's a painful reality for many of us entering our later years. Navigating that delicate balance between staying connected and maintaining your own space, your own dignity, and your own peace of mind. There are certain things, deeply personal aspects of your life, that while seemingly innocent to share, can actually lead to unforeseen complications, misunderstandings, or even a loss of that precious autonomy you've worked so hard to build and keep. Protecting your inner world and your practical life choices becomes paramount. In this video, we're going to delve into 5 specific areas, 5 secrets, if you will, that you might consider keeping private from your family after the age of 65. These aren't about deception, but about self-preservation, about drawing healthy boundaries, and about ensuring your later years are lived on your terms, free from unnecessary external pressure or anxiety. Understanding what information is truly yours to hold can be incredibly empowering. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about just how much control you still have. Let's dive right into the first area that often causes friction or invites unwanted opinions when shared too freely with family: your financial situation. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, right? Shouldn't families be open about money? In theory, yes. But the reality, especially after 65, is often far more complicated. Once you reach a certain age, family members, particularly adult children, might start viewing your finances through a different lens. They might worry you don't have enough. Or conversely, they might start having expectations about what you do have. Sharing the exact details of your savings, your investments, your pension amount, or even how you choose to spend your hard-earned money can open a Pandora's box of potential issues. Think about it. If they know exactly how much is in your bank account, they might feel entitled to offer constant advice on how you should manage it, questioning every significant purchase you make, whether it's a new car, a holiday, or even a generous gift to someone outside the immediate family. They might start hinting about future inheritances, creating awkwardness and pressure. Or, if they perceive you have substantial savings, they might approach you for loans or financial help, putting you in a difficult position that could strain relationships if you're unable or unwilling to provide it. Sharing your financial specifics can also inadvertently signal a perceived lack of capability or control on your part. If you mention a financial concern, even a small one you're managing, it could be amplified in their minds, leading them to believe you're no longer capable of handling your own affairs. This could pave the way for discussions about managing your money for you, or even seeking power of attorney, long before you feel it's necessary or desired. It's not that your family intends harm. Often, it comes from a place of genuine care and concern. But that concern can easily cross the line into interference or an erosion of your financial independence. Consider a scenario: you've worked hard your whole life, saved diligently, and now you want to enjoy some of that savings. Perhaps you want to take a long-dreamed-of cruise, or renovate your home, or simply spend more freely on hobbies and activities. If your family knows the exact numbers, they might say, "Are you sure you should be spending that much? What about later? What about your legacy?" These questions, while maybe intended to be helpful, can feel intrusive and judgmental. It's your money. You earned it. You have the right to spend it as you see fit, within your own responsible planning, without a committee of family members scrutinizing every expenditure. Now, this doesn't mean you should be completely secretive, especially regarding important matters like estate planning or end-of-life financial wishes. It's absolutely crucial to have conversations about wills, powers of attorney for health and finances, and where important documents are located. This kind of information is vital for practical reasons and eases burdens later on. However, the level of detail you share is where the boundary lies. You can inform your chosen executor about the existence of your will and its location without revealing the exact distribution of your assets to every family member. You can designate a power of attorney without sharing your entire net worth with them beforehand. The key is to share information on a need-to-know basis, focused on facilitating practical future arrangements, rather than providing a transparent look into your current financial health or spending habits. You might say, "I've got my finances in order, and I've made arrangements for the future," without needing to provide spreadsheets or account balances. If a family member expresses concern, you can reassure them that you are managing things responsibly and have sought professional advice if needed. This maintains your privacy and prevents them from overstepping. Your financial life, day-to-day spending, and specific asset values are, for the most part, private matters. Protecting this information helps protect your autonomy, prevents unnecessary family conflict over money, and allows you to enjoy the fruits of your labor without feeling judged or controlled. It's about keeping your peace of mind and your purse strings firmly in your own hands. Now that we've touched upon the sensitive area of finances and why keeping those details private can be so important for maintaining your autonomy and peace of mind, after 65, let's gently transition into another area that, perhaps surprisingly, is also often best kept under wraps from the wider family, those little health niggles and minor ailments you experience. We all know that as we get older, the body changes. There might be a new ache in your knee, a bit more stiffness in the morning, a temporary spell of dizziness, or perhaps a diagnosis of something chronic but manageable, like slightly high blood pressure or early-stage arthritis. These are often just part of the journey, things you manage with diet, exercise, medication, or just plain old getting used to it. And because your family loves you, their immediate reaction to hearing about any health issue, no matter how small, is often worry. A lot of worry, while their concern comes from a place of love. Constantly sharing every minor symptom or diagnostic detail can inadvertently paint a picture of frailty or declining health that isn't accurate or helpful. If you mention every time your back bothers you or you had a headache, your family might start seeing you as someone who is constantly unwell, someone who needs looking after, someone who is less capable than you actually are. This perception, built up over a series of shared minor complaints, can lead them to question your ability to live independently, to travel, to drive, or to participate in activities you enjoy. They might start insisting you see doctors more often than you feel is necessary, or push for tests and treatments you don't want. Again, it comes from love, but it can feel incredibly suffocating and disempowering. Think about the impact this has. You might start censoring yourself, not because you're being deceptive about your health, but because you're tired of triggering alarm bells every time you mention a minor ache. This self-censorship can feel isolating. On the other hand, if you do share everything, you might find your family members constantly checking in on you with excessive worry, restricting your activities out of fear, or even discussing your health amongst themselves in a way that makes you feel like a patient rather than an independent adult. It's a difficult line to walk, of course, just like with finances. There's a crucial caveat here: serious health conditions, significant diagnoses, or any health issue that impacts your safety or requires potential support from family must be shared. This isn't about hiding critical information that your family might need to help you in an emergency or understand significant changes in your life. This is about the distinction between managing the normal, often temporary or minor physical changes of aging and dealing with serious illness. You know your body best. You know when something is a minor nuisance you can handle, and when it's something that genuinely requires broader support or changes to your lifestyle that will impact others. The secret here isn't about dishonesty. It's about curation. You curate what information you share based on whether it's necessary for your safety, well-being, or for practical support from your family. A transient ache or a slightly elevated reading you're monitoring with your doctor doesn't necessarily need to be announced at the Sunday dinner table. You can say, "Oh, just a bit stiff today, but I'm fine," rather than launching into a detailed description of every joint that's complaining. This preserves your image as a capable, resilient person and prevents your family from building a narrative around your health that isn't truly representative of your overall well-being. It allows you to manage the minor stuff privately, maintaining your sense of control and avoiding becoming the perpetual focus of family health anxieties. It's about keeping your personal health journey just that, personal, unless or until it genuinely requires broader family involvement. Moving on from managing the perception of your health, let's talk about another area where premature or overly detailed sharing can create friction in your future living and lifestyle choices. As you get older, you might start thinking about making changes to your living situation. Maybe you're considering downsizing to a smaller home, moving to a different city or even country, exploring assisted living options, or perhaps even just making significant changes to your current home, like major renovations or accessibility modifications. You might also be contemplating big lifestyle shifts, like selling possessions, taking up a nomadic lifestyle, or pursuing a long-held dream like extensive travel. These are deeply personal decisions about how and where you want to live out your later years. The challenge arises when you share these potential plans with your family too early in the process, or as open questions seeking their approval or input. While seeking advice from trusted family members can be valuable, presenting these significant life changes as topics for group debate can quickly lead to complications. Family members, especially adult children, often have strong opinions about where and how their parents should live. They might have visions of you staying in the family home, or moving closer to them, or they might have concerns about your safety, your finances, or your social life if you make a drastic change. Sharing a nascent idea like, "I'm thinking of selling the house and moving somewhere warmer," can trigger immediate, strong reactions. You might face a barrage of questions, objections, and alternative suggestions. But what about the grandchildren? Is that area safe? Won't you be lonely? Have you thought about staying here and just having someone come in? While some of these questions might stem from genuine concern, they can quickly feel like an interrogation or an attempt to derail your plans before you've even had a chance to fully explore them yourself. This can be incredibly frustrating and make you feel like you don't have the right to make your own decisions about your future. The secret here is not to hide the fact that you are making changes, but to manage when and how you inform your family about them, instead of presenting a half-formed idea for discussion and potential veto. Work through your plans privately or with professional advisors like financial planners, real estate agents, or elder care consultants. Do your research, weigh your options, and make a decision. Once you have a concrete plan in place, say, you've decided to list the house and have chosen a few potential new locations. Then, inform your family. Present it as your decision, already made, rather than a topic up for debate. For example, instead of saying, "I don't know what to do about the house. What do you think I should do?" you could say, "I've given this a lot of thought, and I've decided to downsize. I'm planning to sell the house next spring and am looking at places in new area." This approach frames it as a decision you have thoughtfully arrived at, demonstrating your capability and control. While your family might still have questions or concerns, presenting a decided plan makes it harder for them to try and talk you out of it or impose their own preferences. This principle also applies to lifestyle choices like extensive travel or taking up a new, potentially risky hobby. Sharing your adventurous plans with family members who are prone to worry can lead to constant pleas to be careful, expressions of fear, or even attempts to dissuade you. Sometimes, it's better to simply embark on your adventure and share photos and stories afterwards. This allows you to enjoy your pursuits without being weighed down by someone else's anxiety. Your future living situation and lifestyle are fundamental aspects of your personal autonomy. Keeping your plans private until you are ready to announce a decision allows you to explore your options freely, make choices that are best for you, and present those choices from a position of strength and independence, rather than seeking permission or opening the door to endless debate and potential family interference. It's about owning your future and living it on your own terms, even if that means keeping some details private until you're ready, beyond the practical matters of money, health, and living arrangements. There are deeper, more personal aspects of life that often benefit from a degree of privacy, especially after 65. One such area that can be surprisingly sensitive to navigate with family is your romantic life, or lack thereof, if you are widowed, divorced, or have never been married. The prospect of entering into a new romantic relationship or even just dating can be met with a wide range of reactions from family members. Sometimes, they are genuinely happy for you and supportive. Other times, however, reactions can be complicated by their own feelings, memories of a deceased spouse, concerns about your vulnerability, or even practical worries about finances or inheritances. Sharing the details of a new relationship can be fraught with potential pitfalls. Your family might compare a new partner unfavorably to a previous spouse, especially if that spouse is deceased. They might feel protective of you and be suspicious of anyone new entering your life, questioning their motives or suitability. They might worry about how this new relationship impacts family dynamics, traditions, or future gatherings. Comments like, "It's too soon," or "What would Dad have thought?" or pointed questions about the new person's background can make a deeply personal and potentially joyful experience feel like an awkward public trial. This can put a huge strain on the budding relationship and make you feel guilty or defensive about seeking companionship and happiness. You have an absolute right to seek companionship and romantic connection at any age. Your emotional and social needs don't disappear after 65. Entering into a new relationship can bring immense joy, support, and a renewed sense of purpose. However, navigating family reactions can be one of the biggest challenges. Keeping the details of your dating life or a new relationship private in the initial stages can protect both you and the new person from unnecessary scrutiny and judgment. You don't need to announce every date or introduce every person you meet. You can take the time to get to know someone without the added pressure of family opinions. When the relationship becomes more serious, you can choose the right time and the way to introduce your partner to your family, presenting the person as a valued part of your life, rather than someone seeking family approval, sets a healthier tone. While complete secrecy isn't sustainable for a serious relationship, managing the flow of information and setting boundaries around family discussions can be crucial. You might need to gently but firmly let family members know that your relationship is a personal matter and that judgmental comments are not welcome. The secret here is about protecting your right to personal happiness and companionship without needing validation or permission from your family. It's about sharing your romantic life on your terms, when you are ready, and with boundaries that protect your and your partner's feelings. Your personal relationships are just that, personal. Maintaining privacy in this area allows you the freedom to explore connections and build relationships that bring you joy, without the burden of external expectations or judgments. Finally, let's touch upon a type of secret that is less about your own life choices and more about managing information related to others within the family circle, holding on to specific, critical opinions or judgments about other family members. As the elder generation, you often have a unique perspective on family history, dynamics, and the behaviors of individuals within the family. You've seen people grow up, make mistakes, and navigate complex situations. It's natural to form opinions about your children's parenting styles, your grandchildren's life choices, your in-laws' behaviors, or even disagreements between other family members. You might have criticisms about how certain situations were handled, or private judgments about individual characters. While you might feel a desire to share these thoughts, perhaps under the guise of offering wisdom or insight, Expressing direct, critical opinions about one family member to another can be incredibly destructive. For example, telling one child your negative opinion of another child's spouse, or sharing your disapproval of a grandchild's career path with their parents, can plant seeds of discord and resentment that are hard to eradicate. Even if you feel your critique is valid, articulating it can damage relationships, put the person you're speaking to in an awkward position, and make you appear critical or judgmental. Think about the consequences if you tell your daughter you disapprove of how her brother is raising his children. You're not likely to change the brother's parenting. What you are likely to do is make your daughter uncomfortable, potentially strain her relationship with her brother, and possibly make her wary of sharing details about her own life with you for fear of judgment. Gossip or criticism, even if whispered between two people, has a way of spreading and causing hurt feelings throughout the family network. Maintaining peace and harmony within the family often requires a degree of discretion, even when you hold strong opinions. The secret here is about recognizing that some thoughts are best kept to yourself. This isn't about being inauthentic, but about choosing your battles and prioritizing family harmony over expressing every single private reservation or criticism you might have. You can disagree with someone's choices internally without needing to vocalize that disagreement to others, especially if it doesn't directly impact you or is unlikely to lead to positive change. If a situation genuinely requires intervention or a difficult conversation, it's usually best to address the person directly involved, calmly and constructively, rather than discussing your grievances about them with other family members. Choosing not to share critical opinions about others is a powerful way to maintain your role as a respected elder, a source of stability, and a safe confidant, rather than becoming perceived as a source of negativity or conflict. It helps prevent you from being caught in the middle of family disputes and ensures that interactions are more likely to be positive and supportive. It's about fostering connection and understanding within the family by focusing on the positive and exercising restraint when it comes to potentially hurtful criticisms. So, there you have it. We've talked about keeping a certain level of privacy around your finances, managing how you share minor health information, taking control of announcing your future living and lifestyle choices, navigating the complexities of sharing your romantic life, and exercising discretion when it comes to critical opinions about other family members. None of this is about creating distance or being dishonest. It's about building healthy boundaries, preserving your independence, and ensuring that your interactions with your family are based on respect for your autonomy and a focus on positive connection. Remember, reaching the age of 65 and beyond is a time for you to enjoy the life you've built, to live on your own terms, and to cherish your relationships without feeling controlled or judged. Small adjustments in what you choose to share can make a significant difference in maintaining your peace of mind and your independence. It's about empowering yourself to live your best life, with the freedom to make your own decisions and manage your own affairs with dignity and confidence. Protecting your privacy in these key areas isn't selfish. It's a vital part of maintaining your well-being and ensuring your later years are truly golden. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you found it challenging to maintain your privacy with family as you've gotten older? Are there other topics you think are best kept private? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your wisdom could help someone else navigating similar situations. If you found this discussion helpful, please give the video a like, as it helps us reach more people who might benefit from this information. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Remember, your later years are for you to live fully and authentically. You have the wisdom and the right to decide what information is yours to hold. Live your best life at every age.